So I'm out here in my woods on a very windy fall day of November, and I'm going to be doing some stretching combined with some breathwork meditation. And I figured I'd record it to show you, my little routine that I do. I usually do it in my room, but I wanted to come outside today because it was just that, that cliche fall vibe outside. But to begin, I'm going to start by stretching. And I usually start off standing up, but I'll do it sitting down so you can see me. I got to do the first stretch standing up, which is just cracking my back. After I crack my back by putting my hands in the middle and popping up like that, I keep my hands clasped and pulling back like this. Hold it for 10 seconds. I do a lot of the cliche, classic gym class stretches, but they work. Switch arms. I do 10-second holds. Relax the shoulders. That feels good doing that. Settles them out. Then I move on to leg stretches. First being leaning down, grabbing the toe. Switch over. Just get that warm feeling, just stretch to that warm point and hold it there for 10 seconds. And this one, I have to breathe out to do this one because this one, I can't breathe when I'm twisted around. I go like this, lock my arm around. Oh, did you hear that crack? Same thing on the other side. And then I do a bit of leg stretches, more leg stretches that help you better to do the lotus position in meditation. And one of them is just going like this, getting your leg up on your thigh as high as you can, and just pushing down a bunch of times, like this. Because see right here, see how my leg is up off the ground, but it can go down there? That's muscle tension. That what bounces that back up, that's tension in your muscles, and it's tight. And by doing this over and over again for, an extended period of time, you could realize that your leg is naturally settling on the ground like that, because gravity pulls things down, but you can see my leg is bouncing back up. So simply doing this for 1 minute, 2 minutes, you'll realize your leg will naturally start to settle on the ground where it's supposed to, and that in turn helps you do the full lotus or half lotus sitting position. Do that for a little longer. It was really windy a minute ago right before I started the video, and I thought it was going to be getting in the way of me talking, but it died right out right when I started the video. Switch over. Try to get your foot as high up on your thigh as you can, towards the back of your pelvis. See that? Bouncing up. comes a gust. Another classic one right here. Your legs, this is a big sign of tension right here. They could rest on the ground, but I have to pull mine way out here to get them even remotely close to the ground. You can see as I pull my legs in, my knees and my thighs start to rise up like that, close up. And this is another good stretching method for sitting in full lotus. But you bring your feet in as close as you can, just as it starts to feel like it's too much, and you try to hold it there, and then you just take your legs and you bounce them like this for a few times. And you can feel it, just the weight of dropping your legs back down, you can feel it stretching. I don't know what muscle it stretches, but it's those like cord feelings ones right here. And after I've done that, stretch my legs out one more time. And I can usually go a little further after I've done that little round of stretches. Leg. When I do that, I can hear my knee crack. I love that because it feels really good. Pull this one in. I'm going into full lotus. Put the leg down like that. Lift that one up, over. And there, that knee just cracked. Pull that up as high as you can. And the goal is to try and have your knees sitting on the ground rather than, raised up in these awkward positions. But that's it for my stretching session that I usually do. And I don't often combine the breath work with it, but I figured this time I will. Comes a big gust of wind. But yeah, I'm gonna do the, I'm not too sure on the terms of what this is called, the Wim Hof Method or just breath work, meditation, or anapanasati meditation, pranayama in yoga, I believe, is, along the lines of what I'm about to do. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 30 deep breaths with a slight exhale, and then on the last breath, do a deep inhale and hold my breath for as long as I can. And after doing that, I may do it one more time, 30 breaths, then a long hold, and the video will start to get a little lengthy because the interesting thing about this breathwork method is it enables you to hold your breath for very long periods of time. Personally, I've gotten up to 4.5 minutes of holding my breath in just one round of doing this exercise. So, like I said, I'm gonna do it probably 1 or 2 times, and then afterwards I'm gonna talk about it, what it feels like, and just the groundingness type vibe that it brings about. So, 30 deep breaths. breaths. Doing those methods that I was just doing, right now there is a very, very subtle desire to breathe. I'm sitting here breathless. Taking a simple breath like that, I don't have to really breathe for another 20 to 30 seconds. I'm breathing right now simply just to talk. But when you do those breathing exercises, those deep breaths, and you can go more than 30, and a matter of fact, I wish I had gone more than 30 per interval. But something as simple as 30 deep breaths and then holding it. First of all, you're going to hold your breath for, I don't know how long I held my breath, but an easy 1 to 2 minutes at, minimum. Like I said, I've held my breath for almost 5 minutes before doing that breathwork method. But I don't know how many times I had breathed in before holding. But the more rounds you go of doing that, the longer you'll be able to hold your breath, the deeper into the trance you'll get, which is what I want to talk about next. And the less the desire to breathe will be there, which is a very interesting feeling, in my opinion. I don't know about you, but when I focus on my breath, whether it just be, I just ran or did something and I'm trying to calm down, or I'm doing a breath exercise or just meditating, trying to focus on my breath, I get balled up in my breath. I get all caught up in being the one who's trying to breathe and trying to control the breathing, then trying to just let the breathing happening, and it gets all caught up. I feel out of breath. But when you do these breathing methods, the ones that I was just doing, simply just breathing deeply in and letting a little bit of the pressure out. Just, a lot of pressure, release a little. A lot of pressure, release a little is the essence of it. For that period of time that you're doing the 30 or however many inhales you're going to do, you're controlling the breath quite forcefully, honestly, just the appearance of it and what's going on. But when you get to that last breath and take that deep breath and hold it, that thing that usually regulates the breathing is gone. It's if not gone, very quiet, very subtle. The desire to breathe is almost not there, which enables you psychologically and physiologically to hold your breath for such extended periods of time. This is a matter of fact. The average human inhales roughly 12 to 20 times per minute. Every 60 seconds, they will inhale 12 to 20 times. The other night I did this breathing method, and I think I did either 2 or 3 rounds. And after that, I did this in this video here. You saw me, I would just take a breath and then blow it out, and then take a breath. What I was doing was I was responding to the feeling, the desire to breathe. And you could see that the desire didn't arise for quite long periods of time after doing this breathwork exercise. The average human will inhale 12 to 20 times in a minute. I would hit the lap on my timer as I'm breathing. I was only inhaling 3 times per minute. I only inhaled 17 times in 10 minutes. Our natural respiration rate is that almost in every single minute. Now I was able to extend that out over a 10-minute period, only inhaling 17 times. Now that blew my mind. I was just laying there hitting lap every time I inhaled because I had the desire to, I needed to breathe. And that just blew my mind how little I really needed to breathe. And aside from being able to hold your breath for a long time and, how you do it, however many breaths you take or whatever, it puts you into a very present state, it's like a zap into, your physiological system, the environment you're in. You're breathing in, this is visualization, but you're breathing in the environment at a very, violent speed and vibration and frequency. And it seems to turn up or tune up that frequency that's going on, and it gets you very stimulated or just primal. Primal is I heard a guy describe these methods as getting you into primal states of consciousness, and I kind of agree with him. The deeper you go into these exercises, a trance will begin to form. And it's almost like I interpreted it the other night as like this non-speakable language, a real thing that's going on, and you get so caught up in seeing the person doing the method, the breathwork meditation, or you doing it, and you think it's all weird or it's not gonna work, or you think it's funny or whatever it is, and you get caught up in this whole ego trip. But if you just do it, if you just follow what he's saying, just follow the method. If you go with the method, regardless of how you feel about it, it starts to bring about this energy, this trance, this vibration or frequency throughout your whole body. And I'm not just talking about the physical symptoms. I'm also talking about a sense of, it seems to alter your consciousness to an extent of how you are analyzing the world around you. So, like I said, I'm not too sure what the names of these methods I'm doing are. The Wim Hof Method, Anapanasati, Pranayam, Breathwork, meditation. And to be completely frank, I'm not too sure what I'm even doing when I do these things, but I do understand experientially the spaciousness and quietness it brings about. Not having to breathe brings about a very calming, quiet space in you and around you. And it's like you've just let go of a big burden, almost. I don't know, it's very interesting. But I just wanted to share with you all, while I was out here in the woods, the stretching routine that I do, as well as the breathwork routine that I do, which like I said, I don't often pair them together, but I felt it'd make a good video, being out here in the beauty and just showing you my routine, what I do. So thank you all for watching, and I will be back with more.